bring you, and it's to do with the Prince of Wales. He has tested positive for coronavirus. We're told that he is displaying only mild symptoms, but otherwise remains in good health. That's according to Clarence House. So Prince Charles has tested positive for coronavirus. Mild symptoms, which is worth remembering. The scientists said, it feels like weeks ago now, it's probably only last week, that 80% of people who get coronavirus will only have mild symptoms. But Prince Charles has obviously been tested, and he has tested positive for coronavirus. From memory, I think he's at Balmoral with his wife. But the news just in the last couple of seconds that the heir to the throne, Prince Charles, has tested positive for COVID-19. We're told that he has mild symptoms, which is the good news. Most people will get mild symptoms, we're told, if they have this illness. I think he was up at Balmoral with his wife, but he has been tested, and he has tested positive. We're hoping to talk to our royal correspondent, Sarah Campbell, any moment now. I'm looking on social media at other sources. That is the only information that they have yet so far, that Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales, has been tested positive for coronavirus. His office says he's been displaying mild symptoms, but otherwise remains in good health, and has been working from home throughout the last few days as usual. Camilla has been tested. Clarence House says she does not have the virus. Both Prince Charles and Camilla are self-isolating, and they are at the Balmoral estate, as I thought, in Scotland. It's not possible, says Prince Charles's office, it's not possible to ascertain from whom the Prince caught the virus, owing to the high number of engagements he carried out in his public role during recent weeks. That's slightly more alarming. But yeah, Clarence House says it's not possible to ascertain from whom the Prince caught the virus, owing to the high number of engagements he carried out in his public role during recent weeks. Prince Charles has coronavirus. Camilla does not. They've both been tested. Let's talk to Sarah Campbell, our royal correspondent. It's a bit of a surprise, this actually, isn't it, Sarah?
Well, I mean, literally the news statement has just been released from Clarence House. I can just read you what Clarence House spokesman has released, saying the Prince of Wales has tested positive for coronavirus. He has been displaying mild symptoms, but otherwise remains in good health and has been working from home throughout the last few days as usual. The Duchess of Cornwall has also been tested, but does not have the virus. In accordance with government and medical advice, the Prince and the Duchess are now self-isolating at home in Scotland. The tests were carried out by the NHS in Aberdeenshire, where they met the criteria required for testing. It goes on, it's not possible to ascertain from whom the Prince caught the virus, owing to the high number of engagements he carried out in his public role during recent weeks. So just confirmation there from the Clarence House spokesman that the Prince of Wales has tested positive for coronavirus. The Duchess of Cornwall, Camilla, has also been tested, but she does not have the virus.
So they are at the Balmoral estate in Scotland. Where is the Queen right now?
The Queen is, she was moved to Windsor Castle. That was on Friday, I think, of last week. You'll remember the Duke of Edinburgh, who has been spending most of his time on the Sandringham estate. He was also taken down to Windsor Castle. So our understanding is that both the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh are effectively isolating in Windsor Castle, and we hear that the Duchess of Cornwall and the Prince of Wales are in Scotland, where they are now self-isolating.
Because it does beg the question, has the Queen been tested?
Well, it does beg the question, has the Queen been tested? I mean, as I say, this statement has just been released. We're expecting to get some more details about this. The palace will give some more details, because obviously both the Prince of Wales and Camilla, they're over 70. Of course, we know that the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh are in their 90s, the Duke of Edinburgh 98. So there will be a huge amount of concern that if they were to get COVID-19, that potentially they're more susceptible to the more serious complications that can come with the virus. So there will be a lot of concern around that. And I mean, it was last week, wasn't it, that it was announced that the royal family were taking these steps, although they had been taking steps to protect themselves before that. We'd seen the Queen, for example, at an investiture wearing gloves, which she'd never done so before, but the decision was really taken last week in line with the national guidance that wasn't really good enough, that actually this, that the meetings had to stop. Because, of course, what does the Prince of Wales do? They go and meet people. That's their job, is to go out and to be seen and to meet people. And, of course, that had to stop. And now we know that the Prince of Wales has tested positive for the virus.
Right.
It's worth reiterating